Hi friend, welcome to the Company Law Adjudication and Appeal series. Today we are discussing Gujarat ROC Adjudication order in the matter of SCBB Industry Private Limited for the violation of Section 92 and Section 137 of the Companies Act. This order was passed on 29th April 2022 and posted on the 6th May 2022. Let's see the facts of the case. Company name is the SCBB Industry Private Limited, having registered office at Gujarat. Facts of the case: during the financial year 2021-22, after verification of MC 21 portal, it has been observed that company has failed to file annual return for the financial year ended 2019 and 2020 in accordance with the section 92 subsection 4 of the Companies Act, which is the annual return which is required to be filed within the 60 days from the date of the AGM. A company has failed to file also a copy of the financial statement including consolidated statement along with the document which are required to attach to the financial statement for the year ended 2019 and 2020. There is a default of the 2 year for the financial year 2018-19 and to financial year 2019-20. Let's see the facts of the case. As per the section 92 subsection 4 of the Companies Act, every company shall file with the ROC copy of the annual return within 60 days from the date of the AGM is held, or where no AGM is held in any year within 60 days from the date on which the AGM should have been held. Further, subsection 5 of section 92 says that if a company fails to file annual return before the expiry of the specified period, company and its every officer who is in default shall be liable to penalty of the 10,000 rupees, and in case of the continuing failure, with further penalty of the 100 rupees for each day during which such failure continues, subject to a maximum of 2 lakh rupees in case of a company and 50,000 rupees in case of an officer who is in default. Further, subsection 1 of section 137 says, a copy of the financial statement including consolidated financial statement, if any, along with all the document which is required to be attached to such financial statement duly adopted at AGM of the company, shall be filed with the ROC within 30 days from the date of the AGM in the specified manner, with such fee and or additional fee as may be prescribed. Further, section 3 of section 137 says, if a company fails to file the copy of the financial statement before the expiry of the period as specified, the company shall be liable to a penalty of 10,000 rupees, and in case of the continuing failure, with a further penalty of 100 rupees for each day during which such failure continues, subject to maximum of the 2 lakh rupees, and the MD CFO of the company, if any, and in the absence of the MD and CFO, any other director who is charged by the board with the responsibility of complying with the provision of this section, and in the absence of any such director, all the directors of the company shall be liable to a penalty of 10,000 rupees, and in case of continuing failure, with further penalty of 100 rupees for each day after the first during which such failure continues, subject to maximum of 50,000 rupees. This is important section, that is section subsection 3 of section 454 of the Companies Act. It says that the adjudicating officer may by an order impose the penalty on the company, the officer who is in default, or any other person as the case may be, stating therein any non-compliance or default under the relevant provision of the Act, and direct such company or officer who is in default or any other person as the case may be to rectify the default wherever he consider fit. Proviso says that in case of the default relate to the non-compliance of subsection 4 of section 92 or subsection 1 or subsection 2 of section 137, and such default has been rectified either prior to or within 30 days of the issue of the notice by the adjudicating officer, no penalty shall be imposed in this regard, and all the proceeding under this section in respect of such default shall be deemed to be concluded. In so-called notice, reply and personal hearing, the presiding officer submitted that as per the MCA 21 record, company has not filed a statutory annual return and balance sheet for the financial year 2018-19 and 2019-20. Therefore, an adjudication notice was issued to the company and director for the violation of Section 92, Subsection 4 and Section 137, Subsection 1 of the Companies Act. Neither company director have furnished its reply to the aforesaid so-called notice, nor filed overdue statutory annual return financial statement for the financial year 2018-19 and 2019-20 within the stipulated time as provided under the first proviso of Section 454 of the Companies Act. Therefore, a written notice were issued to the company and its officer in default on 24th February 2022. On the scheduled date of the hearing, 23rd March 2022, none of the representative of the company or director have been either furnished their suitable reply or have appeared on the date so fixed. The matter is being proceeded with in the absence of such person. Under the above circumstances, it is concluded that company and its officer in default are liable to penalty under Section 92, Subsection 5 or Section 137, Subsection 3 of the Companies Act for non-filing of the annual returns and balance sheet and financial statement of the company for the financial year 2018-19 and 19-20, and the undersigned has a reasonable cause to believe that the company and officer have violated the provision of Section 92, Subsection 4 and 137, Subsection 1. In view of the facts, the company and its officer or director in default are liable for penalty under Section 92, Subsection 5 and Section 137, Subsection 3 of the Companies Act. While adjudicating quantum of penalty under Section 92, Subsection 5 and Subsection 3 of Section 137, adjudicating officer shall have due regard following facts: amount of the disproportionate gain or unfair advantage wherever quantifiable made as a result of default, amount of the loss caused to an investor or group of investors as a result of the default, and repetitive nature of the default. Here, presiding officer having above factors to be considered while determining a quantum of penalty. It is noted that disproportionate gain or unfair advantage may be a noticee or loss caused to the investor as a result of delay on the part of the noticee to redress the investor grievance are not available on the record. Further, it is that it is difficult to quantify unfair advantage made by the noticee or loss caused to the investor in default of this nature. Further observed that as per master data, company paid up capital is 56.6 lakhs. No annual return balance sheet filed by the company since its inception. And the company does not fall under the ambit of a small company. Therefore, provision of imposing lesser penalty as per the provision of Section 446 B of the Companies Act do not apply to the company. Having considered the facts and circumstances of case and submission made by the presiding officer, and after taking this account and factors, ROC imposed following penalty on the company and its director as prescribed under Section 92, Subsection 5 or Section 137, Subsection 3 of the Companies Act for the violation of Section 92, Subsection 4 and 137, Subsection 1 of the Companies Act. ROC opinion that a penalty is commensurate with the aforesaid failure. Let's see the how much penalty imposed on the company for a default of filing of the annual return, that non-filing of the annual return for the financial year 18-19 and 19-20. There is a penalty imposed on the company for the financial year 18-19. On the company, there is a default of 812 days. There is a penalty imposed at 10,000 and 100 per day, and total penalty, that is the 10,812 days multiplied by 100, that is total 91,200. But maximum penalty as per this section 10,000, and maximum penalty imposed is 2 lakh, that is the, but here penalty imposed on the company, that is the 91,200, which is a lesser from maximum penalty or penalty calculated as per number of delays, and 10,000 minimum 10,000. And on the two director, there is the penalty which is the penalty calculated as per the provision of the Companies Act, and there is a maximum penalty 10,000 plus 50,000 is 60,000, but here penalty calculated 10,112 into 10,000 is 91,200, but maximum penalty is the imposed on this section, that is the 10,000 plus 50,000, that is the maximum penalty, that is 60,000 on two director here. So 91,200 on the company, and 60,000 on each of the officer in default, director who is officer in default. And further for financial 2019-20, there is the total penalty calculated on the company, that is the for 386 days, there is 48,600, and on the two director, that is the penalty calculated 48,600 on each director. There is also a default for the non-filing of the financial statement, that is the for the 2018-19, there is a penalty calculated 843 days, that is the 10,000, and 10,000 into 843 into multiply by 100 is equal to 94,300, and maximum penalty calculated 10,000 plus 2 lakh, that is the maximum penalty imposed on the violation of this section. But penalty imposed on the company 94,300, and on the two director, this is 60,000 on each director. And for the financial year 2019-20, there is the penalty on the company, and on two director, there is 50,000 each on the director. Further, here default content for the financial 2018-19 for 843 days with effect from last date of filing of the financial statement, which is extended by 30th November 2019, and to date of the hearing fixed by the undersigned. And for financial 2019-20, 400 days, which from the last date of the financial statement, extended up to 15th February 2021 to the date of the hearing fixed by the undersigned. Notices shall pay the amount of penalty individually for the company and its officer from the personal sources on income by way of e-payment available on the MCA under pay miscellaneous fee, and the challan SRN generated after payment of penalty through online mode intimation shall be filed in INC 28. Further, it is directed that overdue statutory annual return and balance sheet as per the requirement of section 92 subsection 4 and section 137 subsection 1 of the Companies Act, along with the additional fee as the case applicable fee or additional fee, failing which the officer shall be proceeded further the matter in pursuant to section 454A of the Companies Act for non-compliance of the aforesaid provision of the Companies Act. Appeal against this order may be filed in the writing with the RD, Northern Western Region, MCA. In case of the non-payment of the penalty, then provision of section 454 subsection 8(1) and 454(8) and subsection 8(2) of the Companies Act attract, which says that non-payment of the penalty amount, the company shall be punishable with fine which shall not be less than 25,000, what which may extend to 5 lakh rupees, and officer in default shall be punishable with imprisonment which may extend to 6 months, or with fine which shall not be less than 25,000 rupees, by which may extend to 1 lakh rupees, or with both. Thank you so much for watching this update.